Hello there, creative crafters. I want you to stick out your tongue. Yes, let's say those nice, long, beautiful tongues, because today we are focusing on the tongue. Not the tongue necessarily in a scientific tasting sort of a sense, but we're talking about how important our words are and how we can use our speech, our communication, to build others up or to tear them down. And we're focusing on the passage from James chapter 3 that discusses this, that talks about how the tongue can be a very powerful tool or a very dangerous weapon. And so we want to communicate to children that it's very important to think before we speak, to use our speech wisely, to use our words well, and to help other people with the things that we say. So we have two crafts, and then I have a little snacktivity for you as well that go along with this concept of thinking about our speech and how our tongues, our mouths, our words can really praise God and lift others up, or can be not so great if we don't think about the way that we're using them. So we're going to start with a little reminder of words and ways that we can use words well, and positive ways that we can speak. So you're going to need an envelope or an envelope, whatever you prefer. Tomato, tomato. Does anyone actually even say tomato? I always kind of wondered that. Like potato, tomato, I usually don't hear that. At any rate, we're going to use this lovely letter sending device, and we're going to turn it into a little face. And then inside of it, we're going to put some ideas of nice, kind things that we can say. So we're going to start by decorating the outside of it. So on the front part of your envelope thing here, we're going to just kind of label it. And you can say something like, words are important. Use them to build others up, or use them wisely. And our focus here is that we're going to be looking at kind things that we can say. Here's how I can. Then on the other side here, we're going to turn this guy into a funny little face. So you can get really creative with this if you'd like to. You can give him some eyeballs, provided your glue is functioning. And we're going to give him a little mouth. So this is going to be kind of when we open it up, this is sort of like, here's his little mouth. So if you want to, you can also even give him a nose if you want to give him a nose. Here's his little nose. If you want to turn it into a whole person, you can give him some hands over here as well. You could even make a little shirt. Here's his shirt. Maybe he's even got a tie. Here's his tie. Here's his little shirt. Again, that depends how elaborate you want to get with your little person here. And then inside here, we've got his mouth. And then when you open it up, if you want to give him some teeth, you can give him some teeth. And here's his mouth. And then what we're going to put in here are going to be his tongues, but we'll get there in just a second. First, let's see if my glue decided to work. Here we go. We're going to get those eyeballs on, don't you worry. And if you want to give him some hair, you can give him some hair. That's his hair. Then, on the inside of it, where we are placing our tongues, we're going to be making a few little tongue-shaped papers that we will use to put reminders of positive ways that we can use our tongue. Now, unfortunately, The passage that we're looking at, James, kind of talks about some not so pleasant things, how the tongue is a fire and how it can set a whole forest ablaze. And that's kind of scary to think about, but we want to think about how we can use our tongues positively. So we're going to use some paper. Now, of course, you can use whatever color you like. We're going to use red because it kind of makes us think of tongues. And we're just going to cut out a few of these tongue shapes. You can make them longer, you can make them swirly, curly, accordion, however you want your tongues to be. You can make it more rectangular. Maybe you can even look at some animals and see different kinds of tongues, whatever. So here's our tongues. And you can do as many as you like. In the interest of time, I'm just going to start with 3 for right now. And then on each of them, we're going to put a way that we can use our tongues positively. So we can worship God and sing. That's a positive way to use our tongues. Or we can you can also use your tongues to write verse references as well. Give someone a compliment and have the kids brainstorm what these are. How can we use our speech in good ways? How can we use the words that we say, the ways that we talk to help other people? You can also teach someone. So these are ways that we can use our tongues to do good, positive things. And, oh, see, the little eyeballs are gone already. There we go. And so you have your tongues, and then you can do is you can put these inside of this envelope. If you want, you could even put this on a stick and make it like, get on there. You can make it like a puppet, or you can hang it up somewhere, or you can just carry it around. And remember that these are wise ways to use our words. Try saying that 5 times fast. So there's craft number 1. And craft number 2 is a similar feel, but we're going to make a little puppet with this one. So we're going to make a puppet, and we're going to give it 2 different sides. There's going to be 2 sides of his faces. So one side of his face is going to be him using his unkind words. And so we're going to give him kind of an angry face here. And this is going to be his tongue. He's sticking his tongue out because he's mad and mean. And we're going to maybe give him some angry eyes here. And we can write why this guy is angry. Words can be harmful. This is the negative side of the plate. Words can be harmful. And maybe we write something else like, don't be a bully, or think before you speak. On the other side here, here's our happy guy who's using words well. So we're going to give him a big old smile. And you could do this with paper, or you could just draw it on. And up here, we're going to remember words can be harmful, or words can be helpful. And maybe out here we can say, speak kindly. And we'll give this guy some eyes too, or you could give him some googly eyes as well. And we'll remember down here, think before you say. So here's our little helpful puppet friend, and we're going to put him on a stick so we can remember our lesson and remember how important it is that We don't want to be unkind, but to be kind. So emphasizing the ways that we use our mouths, the ways that we use our tongues for wise words. Now, I promised you a snacktivity. So our final little thing here is going to be a snack. It's going to be an edible craft. You're going to need some sliced apples and some kind of adhesive such as frosting or peanut butter. No product placement here whatsoever. I'm not espousing any brand over another. And we're going to use some miniature marshmallows because who doesn't love some miniature marshmallows, right? Or you could also use raisins, but if you use raisins, well, you'll see in a second. Anyways, we're going to make some little mouths here with our apples. So first, we're going to clean up our craft equipment, preferably, but you know, timing. We're going to place our non-brand specific peanut butter onto our apple. And ooh, that's a gloppy glob. There we go. And then that's going to be our tool to stick on our little marshmallow friends. And our marshmallow friends are going to be the teeth. That's why I said probably best if you do not use raisins, because then our little friend would have like some very bad teeth. So we've got our apples and we're just gonna go bloop, bloop, bloop. This is also a fun one for like if you have a Halloween party or something. There we go. Here's our fun teeth that are going on our fun apples. And again, if you have peanut allergies, you can use something like, you can use frosting. Please don't use glue. That's a bad idea if you want to actually eat it. But there we have our lovely, smiling, hooray, apple faces that you can make and eat. And remember that our mouths are important, not just our mouths, but the ways that we use them. So hopefully that gives you some fun ideas to remember the importance of using words wisely and practicing kindness in the things that we say and the ways that we say them. As always, make this your own, dress it up, do it up, use it however you wish. I hope that it is helpful and a blessing to you and your ministry. We're back every week with new messages, children's messages, and craft ideas, so please feel free to tune in again. I hope that I do see you again. Now, go make some crafts, make some snacks, make some disciples. See you next time.